This is the Chop Sakyo Taco, and this is the 3 worst internet celebrities. And they're the worst because a number of reasons, which I'm gonna explain. But I'm back, and I made a number 3. I don't know if I'll be able to make more, or if this is gonna be my last one. We'll find out in the future. But anyway, here we go. Number 3 is the gaming historian on RetrowareTV.com, because he doesn't make any more ones, or at least not any good ones anymore. He only had 2, the Gaming Crash of '83 and the Universal vs. Nintendo. He just pretty much stopped. He doesn't like to make them, so I put him at number 3, but he's pretty good overall. But I have to say, he only made two good ones. He hasn't made any other ones. It's clear he doesn't want to make any more. So since he doesn't want to make any more, I'll just put him at number 3 of worst internet celebrities. But if you get a chance, watch his episode of the video game Crash of '83 is kind of interesting. Okay, here we go. Number 2 is the Retroware TV show on RetrowareTV.com. That's number 2 because it only made 1 good episode, and that was the one about Pepsi Man, where they reviewed Pepsi Man. That was a good episode. But again, they stopped making them, so that's mostly why I picked the last guy and these guys, because they just mostly stopped picking them. I shouldn't say picking, but they mostly stopped making episodes. And, you know, it's kind of hard to watch people when they don't make new episodes. And so that's why they're on here. It's because they're not making any more new episodes. I haven't seen any new ones on RetrowareTV.com. So anyway, but I did really like their episode when they talked about the video game magazine retrospective. That was really interesting. Anyway, I highly recommend you watch that if you get a chance. But that's mainly why I put them as soon. They're just not making more episodes. Why I put 2 and 3 on there. They're mostly just there because they're not making any more episodes of placeholder 3 and number 2. Number 1 is who I'm gonna say is number 1 in a little bit, is still making episodes, but it'll be for a different reason. These last 2 were because they weren't making any episodes. Number 1 is Game Theory on ScrewAttack.com, because mostly I think he's a good writer, but he just wastes so much time on some crazy theory in a video game, and it's like, who really cares? Unless you're an actual fan of the video game in question, why should I care what your theory is? Why should I care that that you think that girl from Final Fantasy VII was really killed by the blonde-haired guy and not by the white-haired guy? You know, why should I care about that? That doesn't really mean anything to me. So what if, you know, she might be alive and might have been drowned to death or buried alive, in the sense that she was still alive when Cloud put her there. I think that's his character. You know, I don't really care. It's a friggin' video game, people. I mean, unless you're a fan of Final Fantasy VII or, you know, or JRPGs, it doesn't really matter. I don't really care. And, you know, I just don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me.